Hello and welcome to Riding the Wave of Good Fortune. It's what we are here for, to remember, recognize, and realize our true self and the fulfillment of our soul's purpose and deepest desires. I am Paula Schwartz. I am here with Karen Miller, and today's topic is the soul's journey to your wildest dreams. Have you heard the story, true story by the way, about the mega millionaire who hit rock bottom? He found himself on the floor of his home, shooting up, while his kids walked in. And that moment of pain and shame actually became a turning point for him toward his calling, toward his knowing who he is and what he's here to accomplish, and how to connect with people and help them heal. What about the story of Helen Keller, who was born blind, deaf, mute, and yet knew that life was meant to be a daring adventure, not just for other people, but for us all? Despite everyone telling her what she could not do, she knew she was here to do more. How did she know? How did the millionaire go from being so lost and messed up to knowing his purpose? Today, we are talking about the soul's journey to your wildest dreams. And your wildest dreams fulfilled is simply the expression of your soul's deepest desire. So let's build that muscle on hearing and connecting with our soul. Now, if you have subscribed to our channel, you'll see that we have several videos that also help build that muscle. You can subscribe by hitting the subscribe button below. Look for the Hearing Angels Paula's Story video. In that video, I share 3 different personal experiences of getting direction from my soul. And what's great about how my soul gets my attention is that, and you'll see this, it uses everything from Brené Brown and Carole King to God's own voice to get through to me. So let's start with this one underlying truth about achieving your wildest dreams. That success that you crave, your calling, your destiny, the purpose that you might be struggling to define, at its essence, simply put, that is your soul calling. Now, I know I have coaching clients, I've had people and friends come up to me and say, I want to be a millionaire. I want to win the lottery. I want to be a star. And so, of course, that begs the question, why would my soul be so interested in that? Great question. And the answer has 2 parts. The first, who is calling the shots? It's quite possible that the desires you're chasing right now, maybe to beat somebody at a game or to get into law school, it's quite possible that those desires are not really coming from your heart, but they're coming from your head or your ego. They're that human response to fear, guilt, competition. The second part to that answer is this. Once you know you're being called by your soul, and it may be calling you to create a YouTube channel or take a high-paying job, whatever it's calling you to do, why doesn't matter. We'll say more about that in just a little bit, but first I want to go to that first question, and I want to give you 3 signs that you can know that you're being called by your soul, your heart's desire. Number 1, it resonates. It actually evokes a response from every part of you, mental, physical, and that emotional, spiritual realm too. It rings true for you in a way that very few things do, even if it doesn't make sense. We don't need to go too deep into it here, but one of the properties of nonlinear resonance in physics is that it produces nonlinear outcomes. So it's quite possible that what you're being called to do is not necessarily a logical next step from any linear perspective, and yet it rings true for you. Which brings us to the second soul identifier. That's this. It is your calling. It rings true for you. You're not doing it to prove anyone wrong or to make up for what someone else out there did or didn't do or might think you should have done. Your calling should resonate with you, whether anyone else knows about it or not. And third, this is the last but definitely not the least way to know. You'll just know. If you find yourself talking about it, asking about it, questioning it, saying, I think this might be a good idea, it might not be your soul. Wait for that conviction that only your soul can give you. And then you'll know. Your soul is calling and you have a dream to fulfill. The most powerful thing you can do on your journey to honor and fulfill your soul is to turn up the volume on that connection and trust it. We're going to talk to Karen in just a few minutes about some daily practices that will help keep you connected to your higher self. If you already have some that you found useful, I would love to hear from you, and I would love it if you could share with our growing community here. Please put some things in the comments below that you do to stay in touch with your soul and to hear your higher self. I promise we'll read them and respond, and I know other viewers of this video can learn from you. Now, let's wrap up on that last part of this two-part answer. Why does it matter? You are going to be tempted to want to know why you're on this journey, why you're taking this path, how it's all going to work out. Trust me, your view of how it could go is supremely limited. And what's possible is beyond your imagination. So my recommendation is that you trust it. Think of that old Indiana Jones movie where he had to cross a chasm, but the next step didn't appear until Indiana stepped out in faith. And then only that next step appeared. That's faith. And then finally, with all of this, just be brave. I wish I could tell you you won't encounter fear, but the most critical lesson I've learned over the last few years personally is that fear comes, but I don't have to make my decisions out of fear. That just slows things down and makes it harder to hear and see what's really important. So be brave, trust your source. And finally, enjoy riding the wave of good fortune. It's what we're here for. And now here's something that I mentioned earlier. Let's take a quick look at just a portion of Karen's video with 5 practices for building your soul connection.
First in the morning, be still and be present. Take a moment to just be. Keep your eyes closed before you jump out of bed, and invite your soul to be there with you and to be with you in every moment of the day.
There you go. That's just a taste of what you'll see in that video from Karen. Be sure to like this video. Leave some comments so we can learn more about your practices for building that soul connection. Again, hit the subscribe button. Become a subscriber. We will let you know as we release new videos each week. Look for my video, Hearing Angels, Paula's story, and of course, Karen's 5 daily practices for building a soul connection. We are riding the wave of good fortune. It's what we're here for. Thank you. Have a great day.
I am in the right place at the right time. There is more than enough time, money, and love. I am connecting with my soul. Finally, at the end of the day, smile, give thanks to your soul, and say something nice to yourself. I like me. I did good today. I'm proud. Today was better than yesterday. Every day, I'm stronger, wiser, and more connected. Every day, I'm riding the wave of good fortune.